I can do better here. A follow-up of why you should not trust Joe and what he says, because as long as it's not what he thinks, what he desires, then it's not in the conversation for him. And it can be easily proven if you go down in the Filthy Fun Showdown number 29. If you go down to the conversation, newest first, I always do that. You find 98 G-Man. Genuine question. How many hours do you have in Hunt Showdown? Hunt. And on average, what MMR lobbies do you end up in? As well as what server do you usually play on? Joe generally then asked him, why? What does it matter? What does it have to do with what I'm pointing out? The facts don't change because of my my playtime or MMR. That is correct, Joe. Facts don't change because of MMR or playtime or your own opinion. If we go to your first clip, I want to stop here and then go frame by frame, because then I can show you prior to Joe explaining this little moment here. The character just went out. And right now, it seems like it looks at Joe. If I then go frame by frame forward, you can see that his weapon and angle is actually looking down the wall. So he has absolutely no clue that Joe is here. There's no use of wall hack, no indication of wall hack whatsoever. There's an indication that he's actually keeping his angle clear as he enters the open here along the wall. That is what this here indicates.
Okay, so for this clip, pretty straightforward. Basically, this guy runs up to the corner, he basically waits there, and as soon as it makes noise and I look away, he runs around the corner. So it seems a little bit sus that it's potentially a wall hack.
And there you have it. That is one of the arguments Joe are using. He runs up to the corner, waits for his mate, and then goes out looking along the wall to make sure that he's not getting sniped or looked at from that angle. But that's called wall hacks because he kills Joe. Only because he kills Joe. Mind you that. Now, Joe asked this, and I agree, facts don't change. Fact here is there's nothing sus in that clip at all. And Joe then starts by stating the filth of Hunt. This here is not the filth of Hunt. This here, doing this here makes Joe be the filth of Hunt. And he's even like saying he's a ping abuser, whatnot, part of the cheater epidemic and such.
Today I'm going to try to get through as quick as possible, so without any wasting any time, let's get straight into the clip.
I just want to be sure whether or not he's actually talking about these people here in a bad way before.
Hey guys, Joe Blue back again with another episode of Filthy Hunt Cheaters. Got a few clips.
Yeah, Filthy Hunt Cheaters. He's already in the intro making out this guy here is a cheater. One of the more legitimate plays he has ever shown that can easily be explained within game mechanics is being called a filthy cheater before the clip is even shown. His title is Filth of Hunt. And this guy here has absolutely nothing to do with cheating whatsoever at all in this clip. And because he kills Joe, it magically becomes cheating. But 98, I don't know why I want to say 99. 98 G-Man then responds to this here. What does it have to do with what I'm pointing out? Like, what does game time, average MMR, and servers have to do with what Joe are pointing out, right? It has to do with game knowledge, hitboxes, LOS, POV, and other game mechanics. That then explains the scenarios, how the scenarios pan out. That is the answer to what Joe was asking. He literally, in the very first sentence he made, responded and answered Joe's question. What does it have to do with what I'm pointing out? If you lack game knowledge, you cannot explain it. If you don't know the hitboxes, you cannot explain it. If you don't know the LOS, POV, and other game mechanics, you cannot explain it without there being an external factor. He then further detailed explains why he was asking this here, aka why. He directly responds to Joe in the manner of which Joe are asking him to respond. Here comes the catch. Joe then does. You didn't answer the question. I will do it again. What does it have to do with what I'm pointing out? I'm just asking because playtime does often equal game knowledge, and how hitboxes, LOS, POV, and other game mechanics play into how scenarios pan out. Often, but not always. Often, not always. Meaning, Joe Blue, with 1,250 plus hours in the game, does not actually have the required game knowledge. If he was not scared of admitting his game hours, I have 500 hours. If he was not scared of admitting his amount of hours and instead being proud of it, he would have done so. But because he got so many hours and so little game knowledge, he refuses to actually respond in good faith. So Joe does what he does best. You didn't answer the question. How does this information change the facts in the video? The facts in the video never changed. The facts in the video are the first person is not sus whatsoever. He never even considered you being there. The other people in the clip are Crytek bug with the, not really a bug, it's annoyance to everyone with the trade window. They are doing so many other things, like clip 2 here, for example.
Second clip.
You heard someone sneaking over there. They are potentially hearing you sneaking right here. I don't remember if you had Lightfoot. I don't care. I said potentially. You heard someone shoot down. I actually think you saw him right there. Standing up, swapping weapon, he can hear that too. If you, as I said in my other video, if you shot him right here, that would be legit. If you were sitting in the bush and he shot you like this, that would be wall hack. And you prove it. You're hiding here, trying to find him. He's hiding over here, trying to find you. And you're proving the point. Shooting from over here somewhere. I actually want to see if I can find him. Slower. turn down the volume just so we don't hear all these slow motion things. I'm down here somewhere. Here. Nah, okay, it should be over here, but I didn't see him. He saw Joe, but Joe didn't see him. That would have been the exact same, as I said, if Joe shot him in the other bush. The exact same thing. Let's go forward to Joe's explanation for it.
Bit of a suspicious shot there through the bush. Did he see something? I don't know. Does he know?
See, it's suspicious when others does it, but not when Joe are about to do it. When Joe tried doing it, that's not suspicious whatsoever. Like, this here's what I mean. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And he continues in the finest matter ever, saying only what Joe says is the fact of the video. Nothing sus in the video. They either happened or they didn't. They happened, Joe. It happened. That is how it is. It happened. They played using in-game mechanics. They have no bearing on the metrics you ask for. Yes. Yes, they do. They have a bearing on the metric he's asking for because he's elaborating why he's asking for those metrics. That's the bearing. Why do you need to write an essay to not answer the question? Why do you need to repeat yourself? Oh, right, the elusive truth effect. You need to repeat yourself in order to convince yourself something is this way here. The elusive truth effect is, and I will just use Wikipedia because the definition is the same all over. The elusive truth effect is the tendency to believe false information to be correct after repeated exposure. You didn't answer the question. Not answer the question. Joe continuously write an essay to not answer the question. Write an essay to not answer the question. 3 times not answering the question. Parts. Again, metrics and facts not changing. Doesn't change the facts. The metrics have no bearing. Like, all this here is just repetition. All this can be chopped down with this sentence, and this sentence. These here are just repeating himself again. So there's like, he's repeating it so he can convince himself of it. The answer is they don't. They do. These here pointed out amount of hours on average MR lobbies as well as servers have to do with game knowledge, hitbox knowledge, LOS, POV, and other game mechanic knowledge, and how you play it, how you execute the tactics, all those things. They equate to each other. The metrics match, but the facts in your video do not match what you're saying or happening. You are the one trying to desperately change the facts in your own video. What happened in the game? What happened? What happened in the game happened in the game. And my playtime or MMR has no bearing on these facts. Exactly. What happened in the game happened. Meaning, none of those two I just showed were remotely close to being sus or cheating. But because they end up killing you, they magically become it. Like I said, you see cheaters everywhere. Here's a new effort. Spectate these cheaters and watch their gameplay. If they do such stuff, then claim they are a cheater. Otherwise, you're just someone who doesn't understand the game and trying to find cheaters when there are none at play. It's the exact same thing he says up here. Here he's just elaborating in details why he asked for the metrics, using Joe's words for it. Where people will tell me you can't trust the spectate. No, you cannot trust a singular section of spectate. But what you can trust is your own death, your kill view, and spectate in multiple sections. You cannot take one singular spectate moment and say, this is definitive. This is how it is. This is the result. That you cannot do. That is what you have tried to do multiple times. You also love cropping them down to make it seem more suspect when they still are not. My opinion is based on the facts and the conclusion those facts lead to, which are based on logic and probability. Let me show you that one just on clip 1 again. Down here. It's gonna be without sound when we reach there. The facts of the video, right? The facts of the video. Joe's conclusion is based on the facts of the video that this guy here was not even remotely close concerned with whether or not Joe was here. He was only concerned with clearing his pathway here along the wall. That is the fact of the video. My mouse just broke down. Holy crap. That is the fact of the video. That is what happened. This here is what happened. His angle is faced along the wall. You cannot change that regardless. Second clip. Joe Blue sneaking up. The fact here, yeah, you actually see him. If we just slow it down again, that was annoying actually. You actually see the enemy right here. There he is. There. This here is the enemy. Try notice it when I then go a little back and then do 0.75. Slightly slower, but there he is. He's moving right there. You actually see the enemy over there. This here is on YouTube. This here is probably a recording of worse quality. So Joe is potentially watching this in 1440 while we are only watching this in 1080. So he would be able to see it far more accurately. But he's not reacting to it. What he's doing is and you see him there again, actually. Wow. You are so slow. You don't even. Wow, you're blind, Joe. Then he was down there. Had you shot him right in the bush here, it would have been completely legitimate. But you then go forward and do this.
Bit of a suspicious shot there through the bush. Did he see something? I don't know. Does he know where I am?
Exactly. This here are the facts. You saw him. He potentially saw you, but you make it out to be sus. This is where you're starting. If you start out, I've told you that so many times. If you start out with a bunch of crap, it's gonna seem less reliable. Start out with the concrete fact, the hard knowledge moment that shows what it is you want to point out. This guy must be a cheater. And then add to it to finish your case. Don't make a build-up, because that's not how it works. Not here. You want to accuse this guy here is a cheater. Then show him cheating, and then finish it up with saying he also does more subtle things. But you're not. You're showing like one of the more legitimate shots right here. Nothing here screams sus whatsoever. You're swapping weapons like crazy. You're walking on wood. You're standing. You're crouching multiple times. Like seriously. It does not require having a decent IQ to follow along. No, it doesn't require a decent IQ to follow along, but apparently it requires a higher IQ than what you're having to actually objectively, right, objectively analyze the video footage so you don't scream cheater after you have already confirmed, after you have not confirmed, claimed. Why did I mix up those words? Claimed these people are cheaters. You claim 95% to 99% of all the people you're playing against are cheaters because you cannot accept losing. You're bad at the game, Joe. Otherwise, you're just gonna say you're just someone who doesn't understand the game, trying to find cheaters where they're not a play. I am set thing because I haven't followed your made up rules. What rules did he try to make? Why are you lying, Joe? He didn't try and make up any rules whatsoever. Like, what rules are he trying to create here? Invent? There were absolutely no rule that he tried inventing. Not a single one. Not a hint of a single rule. And like this here is just fallacious behavior. You are acting in bad faith. Since you want to talk based on facts, I didn't read this one here. Holy crap, that's a long one. It's a detailed one, I can already see. Let's break this down as thoroughly as possible. Clip one, you're posted up with no cover from his extraction exact position, and literally anybody exiting what he did is going to be looking in your general direction because he swayed his aim along the side to aim down the wall. We saw it in the clip. It factually happened in the clip. And when you started the fight, he had no idea where you were at. No idea you were there. We saw the fight. He was absolutely not concerned with Joe's position. That is facts. You fired, missed, so now he knows you're there. And then panic hits a headshot. He didn't know you were there. If he did, then he would have been aiming at you and fired first. More or less. Had he had wall hacks, he would be aiming at least in the general direction of where Joe are to like indicate he had some sort of knowledge. He swayed his weapon the entire pathway over to along the wall. Uh, where was I? You didn't know where. If you did, you wouldn't have been. You fired first, missed, and got hit by an I think that actually was. Yeah, that's also repetition. Although it's not really false because he did get headshotted. That's a fact of the video. He did fire first and missed. That's a fact of the video also. So there's nothing there that is made up either. I don't know why he repeated that anyway. And blame him for hacks when he got no actual indication of it. At most, it's unfortunate timing. Your evidence of hacks is a straw man argument to explain why you played that poorly. Exactly. And he didn't run to your position. You're crouched right outside the gate, aiming downside, which makes noise. The breeze. You have Whispersmith, which reduces noise of weapons. Wait, did he have? I didn't even see that he had a Whispersmith, and not movement or ADS breaths. The dude knows someone's out there. He just doesn't know where you are until you shot. Clip 2. You're crouched, moving around on a hill sparsely populated by vegetation. You're going to be easily seen through the spots of the vegetation doesn't cover, especially since you're standing out against since you're standing out against the brush. I think he means bush. No colors were blend in with no colors you wear blend in with the bush. Uh, Doubtly so if you're a white wet. Well, now I can read white shirt skin, and especially so if you're moving exactly. Since a bush doesn't have the have colors in it that move left and right and that much. As far as for when you crouch down, you crouch behind cover. Good job. But it was half cover, meaning the upper part of your head and some of your upper body is still exposed. Exactly. As the camera is in the chest region, that is factual. That it has literally been proven by multiple people. So it doesn't look like it on your screen. After you went down and got back up, you got sandwiched by another team who heard the gunfight, actually in the video. And when you relocated, the other guy did the same, and you just got hit with a heavy knife melee while you were at low health. I think he was at low health. Oh yeah, he's at low health. Holy crap! Even it doesn't even need to be a heavy, even just a light heavy knife. Wait, the knife is just called a heavy knife. My bad. I was thinking of the light and heavy melee attack. But it's also telling that you have a preconceived bias that anyone who with an Asian name, especially Chinese, is a cheater. That's fairly racist in its own, since you always assume that the people with Mandarin, Cantonese, or Tagalog characters are cheaters. Exactly. That's one of the reasons why he actually got banned on Twitch also. Homophobia and racism. Bonus clip. My brother, he's not walking. The Romero has a long ass barrel. He watched the barrel creep around the corner with you right behind it. Walls aren't necessary at that point with both of you that close. Plus, he definitely heard you. But it's suspicious on your part because you never showed up the death report, which would have shown any shot hits on both sides, as well as he had a health didn't no wait as well as he had a teammate that may have hit you from further in the building or not. And looking at your health bar, it was explosive ammo since your health bar cinch, didn't cinch, which would have indicated okay, like that. Incendiary ammo, and looking at your also with the minor explosive animation when you get hit means it was either a nitro or Martini Springfield or an uppercut. None of these weapons have the capability of firing anywhere that fast, save for the nitro, which would have killed you with one shot. Or an uppercut with fanning, but the audio didn't sound like a nitro. The only things I can think of is a teammate shot you with explosive ammo after the fact. This dude found an uppercut explosive and hit you with both rounds. It was a nitro, and a delay occurred between the explosive animation and the shot. That means the damage was dealt in two separate instances, which would indicate your connection to the server is faulty. So that also explains what server, why he was concerned with what server Joe's on. Joe actually doesn't care about it, and these are not facts. This is story you're telling based on the lack of facts. Okay, you're posted up with no cover from his exact position. In clip 1, like, where's your cover from his position, Joe? If we just take that single one, where is your cover from his position? You're having absolutely no cover from his position. This railing here is not covered. He's too high up for this here to be a cover. So you're saying that he's wrong just on the first part. And literally anybody exiting where he did is going to be looking in your general direction. That was too far. Slow it down. Looking in Joe's general direction, you can see he's coming out there. And then he's looking at Joe's general direction. Then he sways past Joe. Then he's far past Joe. Can I go just a little back? Before Joe's aim actually covers up the weapon. The weapon is here. This is the weapon. You can literally see it also have a scope. Nah, that was not the scope part. Sorry. No. But you can still see, like, it literally fades. Damn it. You can literally see that, oh, the drum is there. And it goes out here. I don't know what that little thing there is. It goes out here. You can literally see the character is facing that direction. Joe's general direction is coming out and then swaying over. Joe's general direction, nothing else. Just seeing the facts of the video. Looking at general direction. And when you started the fight, he had no idea where you were. Bingo! These are not facts. This is your story. This is story you're telling based on lack of facts. He's literally transcribing the actual events in the video to text, and you're saying this didn't happen. This is why you cannot trust Joe. Just on that alone, I should end my video. And I actually think I will do. I will just end the video here. That I don't need anything else. Joe literally are saying what transcribes in the video now. Yeah, what is transcribed from the video does not happen in the video. You're posted with no cover from his exact position. Where is your cover here, Joe? Where is your cover? What cover is here? The railing? You're too far away from the railing to actually use it as cover. He's closer to the railing than you are. His aim is above the railing, so majority of your body, if not only your feet, actually, are going to be hidden by the railing. Yeah, but I got this coffin from the Mausoleum. You're not behind the coffin. You're not using the coffin. I got this lamp here. And so on. It's not even remotely close to where he is. It's not obscuring his view in your general direction. Yeah, but I got the bush behind me. Exactly. The bush is behind you. You're not even inside the bush. Going down again. And literally anybody exiting where he did is going to be looking in your general direction. He literally exited out and swayed his weapon all the way over. And you can see his weapon is pointing along the edge of the wall right here. You can literally see that it's pointing that direction. These are the facts of the video and you start out by saying these are not facts. Like, I don't even care for reading the rest of what he says. Earlier in my video, I said when you start out with bullshit, the rest is that follows is going to be bullshit too. The facts are he runs up to the corner and waits and does not run around until after his mate moves and I turn to face the sound. That has absolutely nothing to do with what he's writing here. He's writing when he exits. You're talking about before he exits. It has nothing to do with each other. Like, this here is just you making up excuses. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. This where I prove you're making up stuff that is not factual. Okay. He didn't know where you were. He didn't know you were there. This is where I prove making stuff up. This clip happened on stream and I precisely fired at them. Are you kidding me? Are you motherfucking kidding me? Are you seriously? I got baited. Joe baited me. Joe baited me. Joe baited me. This is this where I prove you are making up stuff that is not factual. Joe baited me. Because he didn't know, the character didn't know where Joe were. He came out having absolutely no clue where Joe are. And Joe then says, I shot at him. Yeah, you did. And when you started the fight, he had no idea where you were there. You fired, missed. So now he knows you are there. You're fucking kidding me, Joe? He literally writes it, and now you're strawmanning it. He says, you fired, missed, and now he knows. He didn't know you were there. Yeah. That is this one. Where the other one is the sentence just above. So we have this one here that follows with he didn't know you were there, which he then adds a comma to and explains if he did, then he would have been aiming at you and fired first. Fucking hell, Joe. You are loving all this strawman shit here. Video ended. Joe proved he's directly lying about everything. Joe literally proves to everyone on the entire internet he does not care about catching the real cheaters. He only cares about crying wolf. That's all he ever does. Fine.